Joshua has always loved books and he likes reading, but when it came to writing, it was a world of difference. Getting him to write one sentence was like squeezing blood from a stone. I used to try and sit down with him to try and patiently guide him through it, but it just got to a point when it, frankly speaking, was not conducive for either him or me. So at my wit's end, I approached Claudine and I asked her whether or not she would be willing to take him on as a student, even though he was still quite young. I mean, he's in K2, and she gamely agreed. To be honest, the change was quite instantaneous. We always give him a choice as to whether or not he wants to attend classes. He has to agree. And after the first class, he actually told us that he really wanted to do more classes. When we asked him to do some writing at home now, he has no qualms about it. Like, he would very, very happily just continue writing until he got tired. And it was not even just the changes that we saw at home. At a recent parents-teachers conference with his preschool teachers, they shared that they noticed a vast difference. In the past, when he was asked to write a journal and illustrate something every single week, he would take forever and he would get so distracted the entire time he was doing it. Now they say that whenever he's asked to do a journal entry, he happily draws everything and he writes so much that I mean, they were just really, really surprised. He has a great deal of imagination and a great deal of creativity. And although I think, his teachers at preschool try their best, in an environment where there are so many children to cater to, where things are more standardized, it is actually very, very challenging to cater to the interests of each individual child. And I think this is where coming to ASA has really benefited Josh. A lot of, I think, the resistance that he had to writing in the past was that I think sometimes felt like he couldn't express himself the way he wanted to in the context of the parameters that he was working under. And I think coming to ASA has been very freeing for him. Of course they have specific exercises and things like that, but they're more than willing to really let his interests be the one to actually lead the entire engagement. Right now he's very into deep sea creatures, and most of the stories that he's been coming back with are really just entirely about deep sea creatures. But that's fabulous because he gets to practice his writing skills, he gets to really exercise his imagination through something that he's interested in. So I've been really, really grateful for that. The other aspect is that, I think he really likes the fact that the classes actually are mixed across different age groups. He really does like seeing what some of the older children do as well. And it really does help him aspire to be able to achieve, what he sees some of the older children doing. Even at home, he actually plays a lot of word games with us now. Like a lot of spelling games, a lot more so than he used to. He truly enjoys coming to class. And I think there's no better endorsement than if your child is really just enjoying themselves. And after every single class, they're excited to tell you about what they did. And they're looking forward to the next week's class. Honestly, from a parent's perspective, that's really all you want to see for your child. That they are actually doing something that they love, that they are doing something that they enjoy. I think I've just heard too many horror stories of, children being dragged to enrichment classes that they're just so unhappy about. and that they feel, it's an added pressure. We don't feel that way with ASA. He's never ever complained about coming to class. He will remind us that writing class is today. So I think that really is the main reason. When you want your child to be happy, I think that's a good reason to choose ASA.